10 bowling pins? 10 fingers and toes? Oh, so like a pack of markers comes in 10? So markers, crayons, or colored pencils might. How does skip counting by tens relate to multiplying by tens? By 10, actually by 10. How does it relate with Sean? So if you skip count by tens and you multiply by 10, you would come out with the same answer. And an example would be if I was skip counting 10 by tens and I did it 6 times, right? I would say 10, what else? 20,
30, 40, 50, 60.
So skip counting by a number. So if we skip count 6 times, we'd get 60, right? And if we multiply
10
by 10 6 times, it equals 60. Okay? So they relate in that you can use skip counting to multiply by tens if you want to. So my basic fact is, here, 3 times 7. We know that there's 1,000 here. Remember I told you you could do 3 times 7 times 1,000? So the basic fact is 3 times 7. What is 3 times 7?
21.
21. So now if we want to do 3 times 70, we're basically saying 3 times 7 times 10. So 21 times 10 is 210. 3 times 7, 100. So we do 3 times 7 times 100. What is 3 times 7?
21,000.
No, 3 times 7. 21 times 100 is 21 hundredths, which looks like that. Remember renaming? We can call that 21 hundredths. And the last one, 3 times 7 times 1,000 equals 3 times 7 is, 3 times 7 is 21, times 1,000 is
21,000.
21,000. So our number that we're trying to find is 8 times 5,000. So our basic fact there is 8 times 5. What is 8 times 5? 40. Now this is where adding those zeros becomes a problem because we have a number with 40. So if I do my basic fact, and now I want to times it by 10, who knows why I want to multiply it by 10? Who can explain to me why I'm going to multiply this one by 10? Because 5 times 10 equals 50. The reason I could say 8 times 5 times 10 is because this 50 is 5 times 10. Okay? 8 times 5 again was 40. 40 times 10. What is 40 times 10? 400. Okay, next one. 8 times 5. So what can I have my basic fact, and now class, I want you to think, don't say yet. What am I going to multiply my basic fact? Because I'm trying to do 8 times 500. Nicole, what am I going to multiply it all by? 100. So now I have 40. 8 times 5 is 40. 40 times 100 equals what, Monique? 4,000. Okay. And the last one, 8 times 5 times, raise your hand when you know I'm going to multiply the whole thing. So what did we decide we're going to multiply by, class? 1,000. 5,000 is 5 times 1,000. Now I'm going to multiply my 8 times 5, and that's 40. 40 times 1,000 is
40,000.
40,000. Okay, so here's some flats. We have 2 times 500. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. And here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. They're all hundreds. Are you following that so far? Yeah. Okay, so there's a total of 500s here and 500 here. Here's the first. There's 2. 1, 2. Okay. How many hundreds do they have all together?
1,000.
No, how many hundreds?
10,000.
10. There's 10 hundreds, and we know that 10 hundreds makes
1,000.
1,000. That's what they're showing here with those squares, is your flats. On these, you will be looking at the basic, and then multiplying it by the next thing. So this you're going to be multiplying by 10, 100, and 1,000 because of this. So your basic fact for 3 times 8 is 24. They even told you. You don't even have to know your multiplication facts on this one. So 24 times 10 is,
240.
right, 24 times 100 is 24 hundredths, right? Which looks like 2,400. And 24 times 1,000 is?
24,000.
Okay, 6 times 2 equals 12. So 6 times 2 times 10 would equal 120. 12 times 100 would equal 1,200. And 12 times 1,000 would equal
12,000.
Okay, this one, I want to remind you, 4 times 5 equals what? 20. Thank you. Someone's thinking. 4 times 5 equals 20. So there's that 0 already. 6 times 500 equals 6 times 500ths. So 6 times 5 is 30. So you now have 30 hundredths. And 30 hundredths would look like that. Because 10 hundredths equals 1,000. So 30 hundredths equals